Welcome to our half-angle formulas part 3 video. Let's take a look at our example. Use a half-angle formula to evaluate the expression below, tangent of 2 pi over 3. Looking at our half-angle formulas, we realize that in this case, since we're dealing with tangent, we're going to be using the third formula here. Now, matching the inputs, we see that here we have theta over 2 and here we have 2 pi over 3. So let's go ahead and match them up. Formally, we will say the following. Let theta over 2 be equal to 2 pi over 3. Now notice here that since we're going to need theta, we will need to solve for it. So rewriting this equation as theta over 2 is equal to 2 pi over 3, we can actually solve for theta by multiplying by 2 on both sides of the equation. The 2's cancel here, so we get that theta is equal to 2 times 2 becomes 4 times the pi, and we divide that by 3. So that's the actual value for theta here. Now, using that value for theta and using this particular formula, we can try to evaluate the tangent of 2 pi over 3. However, notice that we need to determine which particular root we're going to use, whether it's the positive or the negative. To do that, we use the fact that tangent happens to be sine over cosine. Why is that important? That will be important because as we come to the unit circle, we realize that 2 pi over 3 happens to be here, which is on quadrant 2. But your sine values happen to be positive and your cosine values happen to be negative. So that means that tangent is negative. Therefore, we're going to take the negative square root here. So going back to our original problem, we can say that tangent of 2 pi over 3 is equal to the negative square root of 1 minus cosine of theta, but theta is 4 pi over 3, so we have 1 minus cosine of 4 pi over 3, all divided by 1 plus cosine of 4 pi over 3. Now this is simply the negative square root of 1 minus cosine of 4 pi over 3. Well, let's go ahead and figure out what is the value for cosine of 4 pi over 3 by using our unit circle. And notice that here we have the angle 4 pi over 3. The cosine is associated with your x coordinate, which in this case happens to be negative a half. So we have 1 minus negative 1 half over 1 plus cosine of 4 pi over 3, which is negative a half. Okay, so rewriting this, we get the following. Negative square root of 1, and negative times a negative becomes a positive, plus a half, over 1, and then positive times a negative becomes a negative, minus a half. Which now can be simplified into the negative square root of 1 plus a half is 3 halves, divided by 1 minus a half, which is a half. Now the 2's cancel here, so you just get the following. Negative square root of 3 over 1. And 3 over 1 is 3, so you have the negative square root of 3. So we can say that tangent of 2 pi over 3 is equal to negative square root of 3. And this concludes this video on half-angle formulas part 3. Thank you for watching and have a wonderful day.